of the most suffering people in our community. And African Americans disproportionately benefit from Medicaid, Medicare, and Social Security. But we must not preserve those programs exclusively for the benefit of African Americans. It benefits the whole of America for us to preserve those programs that serve the underclass.
But see, if the African American community push cuts in defense, let's say, that's something the Republicans aren't so much for, especially since maybe African American community isn't willing to give up anything in entitlements.
Well, I think that there are many places that we can find in the budget to cut and at the same time preserve. But look, we can find ways of doing almost any other thing we want to balance budgets in America. Is certainly we can do so without, there again, adversely impacting African Americans, Hispanics, and other minorities. But I think what is interesting, Carol, is that this is not just a conversation about what is good for African Americans. It's what's good for America. 10 days after the president was reelected, he called in a diverse constituency of people. He called in the Council of La Raza. He called in Reverend Sharpton and his National Action Network, the president of the NAACP, the National Urban League. The president called them in to discuss how these potential cuts that will be required by a fiscal cliff will impact their constituencies. But we cannot, in the African American community, deal with them exclusive and outside of the rest of the American agenda. This is not just about...
Having said that, I'm sure you've heard about the hundreds of thousands of people who are signing petitions to secede from the Union. You know, it's going to President Obama's website. What do you make of that? Because it seems that we're more divided than ever.
Well, I think that is just the latest round of what one might call visceral insanity from some people in America. First, it was the birther movement, and then it was something else, and now it's this kind of insane succession notion. We still struggle in America to deal with issues around race and class and ethnicity, and the fact of the matter is that the president was reelected in an overwhelming fashion. Many people, including those that were appearing on your show and others here on this network, were predicting that African Americans would not come to the polls and vote. That did not happen, and I think that whole succession conversation is just the latest round of foolishness.
Thanks so much,
Thank you,
Reverend,
Carol.
for stopping by. Reverend Markel Hutchins. A question for you this morning. If you didn't have power for weeks on end, should you pay for your electricity? You know, electricity you didn't have. Well, that's the case for many victims of Superstorm Sandy. The New York Post is reporting the Long Island Power Authority is sending out normal bills to its customers, zapping them for charges, even when they were left in the dark and the cold for weeks on end. It's the latest slap in the face for customers enraged over LIPA's response to Sandy.
Everybody's a dreamer, and everybody's a star, and everybody's in movies. It doesn't matter who you are. There are stars in every city,
Hello, Trailers.
in every house and on every street.
Hello, Trailers. Hello. I need some coffee. Somebody, Bremer, anybody,